So I get in a Maserati, you'd be like, Mark, let's get the fuck out of that piece of shit. You know, about this.
If we're gonna run from a freaking zombie, I'm not getting in a Fiat.
I'm not doing this. Welcome to the Basement League Show!
Damn it,
My
mic's all over.
To my left, weighing in at 260 pounds? 65? I'm gonna be nice.
That's it.
265 pounds, coming in at 6'2".
I'm 6 foot flat.
At 6 foot, he is the Basement League champion, St. Nicholas! And his partner coming in. About what, 265, 270, maybe?
You're being generous. Like
270, 270, 285? Brand new haircut on him. Lenny, Wham, Bam, Bruce. And we are the Basement League Show. So welcome in. Today we have a fun show today. Good as like zombies. Everybody on this planet has talked about this subject. We've all had these arguments. There's been fist fights. I've seen people at campsites
It's still not
try to murder each other over this.
I've seen a stabbing.
I have seen a fist fight in a bar.
I mean,
about
I've seen a
this subject.
stabbing, but not over this topic.
Oh, I've seen fist fights in bars. Like, people get ants, like especially if you say you're gonna lose someone.
What I have.
Oh yeah,
Fair
I've seen breakups over this subject. You would leave me? Hell yeah, I'd leave you. You're gone. As soon as it starts, I'm out. Bye. Zombie apocalypse, guys.
28 days later.
What would you do? Who wants to go first?
All right.
On a scale of
name.
First off, on a Nicholas.
Go. Like St. Nicholas.
What was my 1 to 10? What was my 1 to 10?
Oh, I was gonna say on a scale of 1 to just for starters, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you think you would survive?
How well do I think I survive? I'm gonna be honest and give myself like a 6. Just because I didn't learn any Boy Scout skills.
That's fair.
So I know those are gonna be. I mean, I can learn on my way, but I would have to learn on my way.
Yeah.
It's not something I just knew that's ingrained in
And
me.
I feel like that's at least 60-70% of the population is that most people don't have true. I mean, somebody I'm sure to a degree you know how to start a fire.
Yeah.
You maybe not how to skin an animal or anything, but I don't think most people know how to skin an animal. I'd sure don't. But yeah, so I mean, you're in that general population of everybody.
Actually, I knocked myself down to a 5 just because I can't eat seafood.
Oh, you.
So
Yeah.
I'm extra. I'm
you
gonna get a bad
have to go to vegan.
Starvation.
No, you can go vegan. You can figure it out. You'd be able to figure
I
it
guess
out.
I'm gonna have to grow food.
You'd have to be like a settlement.
Yeah. But if I wasn't in a settlement, I'd be boned, or else I had little hydroponics labs.
You could not travel near the ocean.
No.
You'd have to stay in the Midwest.
Yeah, exactly.
Midwest.
If you're having a zombie apocalypse, I'm in a good spot because.
Hope to God that a zombie hasn't gone for a wild animal.
Yeah. So yeah. I'm not gonna down to a 5 just because of that. That gives me a handicap.
Nah, but you know cars. You got to be able to get a vehicle started.
I mean, yeah, but that's not enough. That I can start as many vehicles as I want, but I gotta eat. I can't eat the engine.
No, you can't. But you're thinking of it how I'm gonna just survive an attack. I'm like, run.
Oh.
You'd have to be a runner. You'd have to be somebody who'd have to be able to work on cars, keep cars running. You know what to grab and what not to. Cause I get in a Maserati, you'd be like, Mark, let's get the fuck out of that piece of shit. You know about this.
If we're gonna run from a freaking zombie, I'm not getting in a Fiat.
I'm not doing this. Get out of there. It's the only car. St. Nicholas is the only car. No, bro. No. We're gonna have to keep on. Just keep running. Let's go.
So we've gone over your negatives. What do you think your positives? What skills do you bring to the table whether you're surviving on your own or surviving with a community?
Creative, one thing.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the car thing,
repair. Yeah, repair wise, I could probably do a little bit decent with that. As far as physical strength,
you know a bit of mechanics and stuff. So not necessarily 2 cars, but you can build stuff. And okay, cool.
Physical strength. I think you can.
You definitely got the physical strength.
You get the size. You'd have to, man.
What about your like weaponry? Like your like.
I was gonna say, what are you gonna use?
I mean, you have to go with the main like close up thing because I mean, I feel like ammo is not gonna be super plentiful.
No. You want to conserve what you've got.
Yeah, exactly.
Because also you don't want to be shooting off loud rounds and
Definitely not with runners.
bringing in more zombies.
Ooh, fresh zombies running after you. After those
I have to go
rounds.
with something probably like easy to use. So I wouldn't use a bladed item. So I had to keep that sharp.
Yeah.
But I'll probably get like maybe like a nail bat,
Okay.
or also just because it also serves as a
Z-Whacker.
tool, serves as a tool, a crowbar.
Crowbar. Yeah.
Because I can use that to get in
Doc.
boarded up rooms.
Doc uses the crowbar.
Building, like any kind of stuff like that.
That's
hell,
one.
hell, lifting up hoods
Hammer.
on cars.
Oh, hammer. You do well with a big ass like carpenter hammer though,
Yeah.
because you can like put that down in a belt buckle or a bag and still have it. I'd say hammer because you're big. You have enough strength to swing a hammer. I'm too short.
Just two hammers. Just
I'm too short. I would need long distance.
Ooh, that would be weird. Like
I'm a short guy
zombie in
and
front
I
of you
can't.
and two-
Putting my arms out to stop somebody ain't gonna stop a zombie from grabbing me around my neck.
You would definitely need like a spear, staff, or trident of some sort. Something to kind of give you some reach.
do like what you call it? Dead Rising. Have like a freaking chainsaw tied to a pole.
Tied to a pole. What was the one that he has like the camera and then he has the he has like a shopping cart, a weird shopping cart thing. Like he
You
hits
could
people
put chainsaws on a shopping cart.
Yeah, he was like. "Mrrr." I remember that.
game-
Was
that
Dead
game was
Rising.
actually really cool.
I think it was really fun. That game gave me a lot of ideas.
I played the first one. I don't think I ever played the ones after that.
The first one was the best one.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Me, I've been thinking about this.
Out of
I
10.
have the Zombie Guide of Apocalypse. I have a lot of the books. I've watched
okay,
everything.
1 to 10.
But on a scale of 1 to 10,
I'd say an 8. I'm very confident in myself. I can grow. I can fix stuff. I can hunt and fish. I can skin animals. I know how to make shelters. I was in FC Scouts, Boy Scouts, camping. I've done it all. So I'm pretty skilled. I would not use a gun. I would use a bow because my mom's a world-class archer and taught me, so I can use a bow very, very well. I would actually, my close-up weapon definitely would be heavy pipes, probably like a lead pipe, piece of pipe or something that I can put in a bag or have in a car with me. Because I always thought about I'm gonna have like a giant spear or a sword, but then you gotta think about it, you gotta ride around with all this, like being able to get inside of a vehicle with 7, 8 other people inside of a tiny little car.
And you gotta maintain. You can only stab stuff for so long.
Yeah, and bashing something's face in. I am a very short person sitting down, as you can tell, probably.
I slouch.
I mean, I slouch too.
I'm very short. I'm 5'5". I'm tiny, so I'm tiny short, not I'm big this way. But I was just telling him, my reach, if I grab the zombie and try to stop him, my reach is so short that I feel like I would just get choked out. And then I would be choked and bitten. So I have to use something from far away. So Bo, here's the thing that we didn't ask for, that we didn't ask you. Out of 3 people, who would you grab? Not out of your life or any of us, but 3 people that you'd look for. I would need somebody that can do this.
Like skill sets.
Like skill sets. Somebody with a skill set or previous skill sets.
I would definitely get somebody with some scout or medical skills.
Yes.
Preferably both. If they
I'd
can
say.
Would you be opposed to bar medicine where you just fix cuts and shit with vodka?
No, because I can do that myself.
I was gonna say because I'm proficient in that for the last 15 years.
Pour it on me, Boris.
Pour some beer on it, you'll be fine. So I definitely look for a scout or medical personnel.
Mm-hmm.
I would say some of the military, but I know a lot of people from the military and they're not all that smart.
Without somebody leading them. It's the problem with military, man. You need someone that's a really good leader to push them in the right direction. They're all about commands, not about let's do this.
I'll definitely get somebody small, like that, let's say somebody had to crawl through a window or something like that to get into a building to open it from the inside. You definitely want somebody who can maneuver or sneak around that can get into small spaces, because we've all seen horror movies. The big guy can't do nothing. I'm not gonna be able to get inside that building by crawling through the doggy door, but you know who else will? Jill over there. She can do it. She's small enough. And so, I know somebody who's
That's something I wouldn't have thought about.
Somebody small? No,
Someone small enough to get through somewhere where you can put them through and open a door so you can get in. I didn't think about that because that's gonna be hard.
I can't muscle my way into every building.
See, I was gonna say if like,
Or you might not need to.
Or
You would
I'll say-
need to get into one side, and you don't want to wait. There's 18 zombies in this room, but you can get around to this back.
I'll save mine for when we get to me. So never mind.
And then the third person, would have to be probably. I mean, I guess it would fall kind of in the category of like Boy Scout, but someone like a hunter. Someone who knows like how to track, like someone like the lay of the land. Knows to be like, it's like, oh, this is downwind of this or whatever. Someone who can, an outdoorsman, but a good one, not a douche that hikes every weekend.
Yeah.
Like
You need
Someone that if they raise their finger or hand to the wind, they actually know what direction the wind is.
They know that the sun rises in the east. And sets in the west.
That much I know. I know that much at least. I can tell you which direction we're heading.
And I know how to sail. I know how to sail boats. I know how to be on the water too.
There you go.
So,
Nice. But yet again, we've already established I'll be nowhere near the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't eat anything, but sometimes you gotta be able to get across the lake real quick. I think the one there's three I would do it, an engineer, because you need to be able to build or fix something. Like if you need I need you to build this solar tower for me so we can call
tower.
we need to call for help or whatever.
Cell tower.
Like a cell tower.
Okay.
Like, no, or it's not a cell tower.
you
Like
did
a
say-
solar, like to charge stuff and do that. Like if we were in a settlement. My whole goal would be to try to find some place to stay in one spot for a period of time and create a settlement. To get people there and then keep leaving. I wouldn't stay there. I would create it and keep moving. That's my goals would be. So that way, if I need to backtrack, maybe I would have a place to go back to if I need supplies. So that way we can continue making towns as you go across. Well,
Yeah,
small.
you really can't ever really stay anywhere too long because you make yourself a target.
Yeah.
And also you get complacent.
Because the
and you
biggest thing,
relax.
Complacent and
that
relaxed.
nobody ever talks about with zombie apocalypse is the actual living people.
Oh,
still-
people are
you still
evil.
have to worry about
Z Nation.
You still have to worry about
Z Nation
living
is because Z Nation.
Oh no, like yeah, in comics and TV shows, they worry about it because that's their job.
No, I'd say Z Nation proves how crazy people can get.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they did something called Black Summer where everybody's just no food because everybody grabbed everything and you got to fight other humans to get food. And so everybody's starving to death, which means zombies are starving to death too. So they're even more aggressive. So Black Summer is awful and people have to find a way to survive it. And most of the population will die.
oh, they get
watch
more
the show.
in Z Nation. They get more aggressive when they
They get hungry. Yeah. And they were called runners. They can run,
See,
especially fresh ones.
seeing stuff like Walking Dead, when they get hungry, they get like weaker.
Oh no, not this
Or
one. They
like
get
when
mean. They get mean as
When
and
there's
they follow you, and they're smart, and they can talk, and they
it's
can
like-
like move. There's talkers, there's different versions.
Talkers?
Yep.
Like,
and there's one that
do they actually speak like actual English?
Yeah. They're like normal. They're just people that died and came back, and they're just kind of like alive, and then they slowly go crazy if they don't eat certain things like human flesh, or they call them Z biscuits. And they have to eat them.
Sea biscuits.
so they're like more civilized.
They're civilized. Yeah.
Okay.
What happened was they thought they cured everything, and it didn't. It just
stopped
them from being crazy and eating
Okay.
people. So they still have the hunger.
It's a civilized.
Yeah,
zombie.
but they're still
I
dead.
really need to watch this
yeah,
show.
I need to
This
watch-
shit is
I need to
cool
watch
as
this
shit.
So
Yeah.
good.
My
There's
producer's like,
seaweed.
yeah.
There's seaweed in it. They grow zombies. The zombies use them as fertilizer, and it grows out of a live zombie, and it gets you like apparently super high.
I don't
It's
care
like
how high it gets you. I would never.
they
try
do.
that.
Well, hey, in Walking
What's the
Dead,
worst that can happen? It's in the freaking.
Walking Dead, they're drinking toilet water
Turn
and
into
they
a
survive.
zombie. That's the worst that could happen.
You're,
Call that.
Yeah. All right, what's yours?
I mean, I'm not gonna disclose on here, but we all know what we all do. Like, no amount of enjoyment out of doing so would cause me to smoke
I
seaweed.
feel like I would, but I've watched it. It's awesome.
probably.
Doc and TK are my favorite, so
All right.
I would watch it.
Scale of
What
1 to
about
10.
you?
Scale of 1 to 10.
10.
I'm gonna give myself a 6. I have, and I'm not gonna disclose what I've got, but I have a nice little arsenal of weaponry, from silent things like knives and bows to louder objects like shotguns and rifles. So in that realm, I think I'm pretty damn secure. It's just a matter of maintaining and keeping up with ammo. I'm pretty self-sufficient. Like I can hunt, I can fish. Not a tracker by any means, but I think I could pick it up eventually.
Yeah. What about okay?
I can sew, so
I was gonna say, can you sew?
I can
Dang.
not well, but I can patch up a hole, or I could sew 2 pieces of cloth together to make like a.
I know how to teach her. I know how to
make something.
stitch wounds too. So
If I
put me on
were
your team.
But I mean, obviously, I don't know shit about. I know about cars to a degree, but I can't fix anything. I'm not the most mechanically inclined. I can do some things. I can piece some things. I know a little bit about wiring and all that, but I am not the most mechanically inclined. So
Yeah.
I would definitely search for somebody that's mechanically inclined and knows a little bit of engineering. My number one thing though that I would look for is quiet people. I don't want some dumb mother that's shouting all over the place and like get sorry.
You can't talk either.
I didn't say. You know, it's like, you want me on your team? I can hunt. I can fish. I can sail a boat. I can suture. Am I quiet? No.
Y'all haven't seen me in the woods, and I'm a completely different person in the woods.
Oh, I imagine when you're hunting, you're pretty damn quiet.
I'm very good at very
But
quiet.
that would be my number one thing. It doesn't matter what their quality, like their skills and what their proficiencies are. I would make sure that they're just quiet. Don't be yelling. If you have to talk to somebody, bring them in close and whisper that shit.
My whisper's pretty loud, so yeah.
But I mean, if like at a normal, I'm saying at like a normal
Yeah.
tone, like what how we're speaking now. I'm not saying like, hey, you're 20 feet ahead of me, so let me shout out to you. It's like, hey, you're 20 feet ahead of me, so I'm gonna do something to signal you. And
Yeah, but it's
No, I
not.
whisper like Homer Simpson. It's just
Marge! Peter Griffin too. Peter's. I don't care. Like, it's freaking hilarious.
It's not even my whisper. It's not like I can't whisper. It's just my voice carries.
And I think my third kind of skill set that I would look for is actually probably would be like tracking. Somebody that can actually like is good at like following footsteps or like following different tracks.
That'd be a big thing. That's a big deal, especially if you're like on the getaway from someone. You got to make sure you like can like cover your tracks, or at least like traveling on an unsuspecting path, so people wouldn't like know how to follow you. Because if someone does know what they're doing on their side, you want to have someone who knows how to like counter that.
Yeah.
Like I'm a pretty like fairly directionally directionally aware person. Like I can tell at least like if the sun's in the sky, I can sort of tell whatever east from west, north from south, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Especially with like street signs and like within the area that we live, I don't necessarily always need maps. If I've been somewhere before, at least once I generally know how to get there again.
I say you need a navigator.
I'm pretty directionally inclined. I'm not the best navigator, but I'm pretty well directionally inclined. I would look for someone that like literally like knows like I said, how to track, not just like knows where they're going in direction and everything.
Yeah.
But like if we're looking for something, oh well, it's over here and we can go this way.
Yeah.
Or this say we were following like a zombie, an animal for hunting or whatever. Somebody that can like look at the ground, see like steps or see broken like twigs and grass, and be like, oh, they're heading this way. That would be a skill set that I for sure look for, and I would definitely probably be the type to move from place to place.
Our producer has a question.
I have a question for
Yes.
all of you. I think you kind of already answered it though. What's your end goal?
I was about to ask the next this other question about because we've all kind of established that we would be more nomadic and constantly moving.
Yeah, you would have to.
than actually staying in one place. But that would be my goal. Is I would worry about me. No offense to anybody else out there. Like if I have a group that I'm moving with, and it wouldn't be a big group. It would be like
I'd say up to 8 people.
I was gonna say no more than 8 or 10 people.
Yeah. So you can keep mobile, and in 8 you can split into 4.
Exactly.
And push,
if you have to split off and come back again somewhere else, you can split off with enough people to watch your back.
Yeah.
But I would
Smaller the group, the better.
I would personally I'd leave finding a cure to the scientists, to anybody that's making that attempt, because I'm sure as not smart enough to do it.
Nope. I am not. And what I learned, because Z Nation is my favorite zombie show, is Z Nation showed you need something to keep you going, to keep yourself sane, like a mission. You need something that you're striving towards to keep yourself sane, because everything's topsy-turvy. There's no media. You don't know what's happening. The government. It's like a shadow government. It's really not there, but it is. You're trying to figure it out. There's always going to be rich people trying to make moves against everybody else, even though I don't know why you would even have money money because I'm like, who cares about the money situation? I thought we were worried about getting our necks ripped open by the giant zombies.
Right.
But I only said engineer. My other two would be
only say engineer?
I only said engineer. My other two would be anybody, absolutely anybody with a photographic memory. Because we would, everywhere we'd go, I'm like, memorize this map. Like, look at this map, look at this, look at this, look at this. So everything that is there, I would then have them, like an artist, a photographer memory and a mixed with an artist, something to write everything back out. So that way we would have everything we need, maps.
Just in case you lose or destroy.
Just in case we lose it, we destroy the maps, or you get lost, or a bag gets lost. We need to be able to know where everything else is, and having a person with like an eidetic memory or a.
And I gotta say, I'm pretty solid with the memory. Like,
yeah.
People have been like, there's been times where like somebody's looking for something, and like I don't even really move or think about it. I'm just like, oh. At last place I saw it was blah 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 near blah 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 near blah blah blah. Like,
yeah, you need somebody
Wouldn't
to be able
that
to
fall
do that.
still under like the category like a navigator kind of? Because like cartographer and navigator.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
I can navigate using stars and I can use maps and stuff. I know how to do that. I'm saying like
Someone to
memorize
someone
it
that can be like, oh,
and keep drawing maps. Somebody like a cartographer, someone that's going to be able to do that while we're going, because you're going to have new maps. Cities that you think were there won't be there. Because think about it.
Or to be a point to avoid.
or be a point.
Because I would not go into New York. I wouldn't go to LA.
Just like right now, don't go to Dallas.
Don't go to Dallas.
Yeah.
That's just
Watch that city burn from a distance. Because you got to think about you got to think about what every government's going to do. Nuke. You're just going to start bombing. You're trying to control as much as you can. And we have proven that as a human race, we suck at quarantining. So don't be like, we just quarantine right now. That would spread so fast. The entire world would be. The coronavirus is the zombie apocalypse. We'd all be zombies. We're all bad at it.
Apocalypse would spread quick.
So fast.
So my kind of like with her survival question, which we still need to hear your answer about their like what would be your.
What would you? What would? Oh, I thought you said survival.
I'm saying
I agree.
I'm saying my focal point is just straight up like, no offense to anybody else that's like around me, but my focal point would be my like soul survival.
Okay, follow-up question then, to that same vein.
Wait,
He
Yes,
you get yours?
survival.
said
Okay.
the same thing, survival. All of y'all basically said survival, but I'm like, to what end?
To what end? Man, that's a hard one. Because I actually thought really hard about
You're
this.
talking about traveling. It's like, to what end? For what purpose?
You would have to just keep moving till you're dead. I mean, it's kind of like a
To
thing
die of old age instead of dying by a zombie.
by a zombie. Or
So I
by your own
guess-
hands.
Or by, yeah. I always look at it that I'm by myself. Like, I don't,
Yeah.
and I feel bad, mom, dad, or sister, if you're watching this. Sorry, I haven't thought about y'all in the zombie apocalypse, but I would literally solely think about like.
Sorry, Dad, I'm coming for the guns and the boat keys, so
Well, no, but-
good luck.
And that was going to be kind of
He's like, I'm saving my kids, my wife, my mom. I'm saving that. He's got like a list of.
I'm a single.
I'm about to save everybody on this line.
Just my kid and my wife.
I'm a
Yeah, I wouldn't say
I'm a childless single man. I would.
I say
really-
I would save the girls, but I feel like you would like.
I am.
We've already had this conversation.
Up.
We've already had this conversation.
I'd save my kid and my wife.
I imagine.
That's good. Who would you save?
That's tandem with is like, are there people that you would make a point to like leave?
If I'm at home with my kids and wife, I'm grabbing both, like kids, wife, get in the car, and go. We'll find a place. If you're stuck, like
I would not get in a car. I would walk.
we're at Comic-Con in San Diego, and freaking Conan starts eating Captain America.
I would get.
You're trying to figure out. Kids are back in Texas. We would try to get to Texas. That would be the
My
goal.
goal was
We're
to
getting to
get to
Texas. We're going back. We're gonna find this.
In the beginning-
but at the time, you're like, I don't care about you. I don't care about you. I don't care about you. Don't care about. You're like,
Oh, yeah, no.
sorry, favorite comic book author of all time. Sorry, Alex Ross. You're dead. I'm not gonna go save Alex Ross. I'm sorry, you're
No.
dead.
But so we've all kind of collectively said we would stay for the most part on the move, never staying anywhere for too long at a time. To kind of tandem on your question, like what is the end goal? What's the purpose of anything? When you get to that point, you've found and grouped up with either people you trust or people you've grown to trust, whether it's you going to save
Yes.
and find your friends and family or just meeting people along the way. If you've got a group of people that you trust, that you know are not gonna betray you, they're gonna have your back, they're gonna help you as long as you help them, so on and so forth, and you not necessarily like a big community, but if you were to find like a homestead somewhere that you do finally just stop moving all the time and you settle down, what's your ideal place?
Russia, going to Siberia.
How the are you crossing the ocean?
I know how to sail very well. So
Fair.
again, I would say I would go to Siberia. I would not go to Canada. It's not cold enough. I would go to Siberia where I know anything that's not covered up in a certain way is gonna die. So I don't have to worry about zombies being able to run after me in Siberia.
See, I was thinking more just like structure and construct, not like physical place. So like, would you be more on the shore? Would you be more inland? Would you be up in the mountains? Would you be on like flat
Flat surface with no trees, no nothing around me. I would go to Siberia. I would go there on the plains. I would be able to see 360 degrees around me. It's cold enough that I know my kids can go play without a zombie getting them, because a zombie would freeze before it would get there. It'd just die eventually.
Yes.
I would go to a place that's cold as I would not go to a hot place. I would not go into a jungle. I would not go into a desert. I wouldn't go anywhere where I would die of thirst within minutes if something ran out. But I would go to Siberia because it's the coldest place. Zombies can't live in the cold.
No, I mean, I agree with you.
Yeah, and there's too many people that would go to Canada. I would get on a boat and I'm like, sorry guys, we're going to Russia. I know everybody's mad. We're going to Siberia.
You put a lot more thought than I either have or I've thought anybody should.
Bro, I have thought about this long and hard in my life. Like, especially when the survival guide came out. Because when we found out zombies can't stand the cold, I was like, everyone's like, let's go to Alaska, it's beautiful there. I'm like, yeah, and you can't see anything because there's trees everywhere, so a zombie can just fall on top of you and you're dead.
I mean, ideally, I'm kind of with you, but I'd go not necessarily up in a mountain, but more like mountainous areas where you're somewhere up high to where it would also be cold.
I was gonna say mountain.
But
Are you a hiker? Would you be able to go like up there? Mountains gets dangerous real fast, especially.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't go like deep, like high up a mountain where I'm having to actually like physically climb.
Here's the question: are the animals infected as well? Are they gonna? Because in Z Nation there is a grizzly bear that's a zombie bear. The zombie grizzly bear.
I always thought animals were with the exception to the rule and a lot of stuff.
I was gonna say most lore that I know, animals are the exception.
Unless it's Resident Evil or.
Well, I'm saying except for like either scientific what's it called intervention or physical desperation.
I would not go on a mountain.
Or
There's too much out there that can kill you.
Or like
I would not.
physical desperation.
Can you fight a mountain lion without being a zombie? Because I can't.
Can I
fight a lion without being a zombie? A mountain
imagine
lion.
I could shoot it a couple times. Yes.
I don't know.
Or
that's scary. I didn't think about that. But if we take that all out, cold mountain would be good because you have streams and stuff you can still be by. And you can still live.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking going like way up to the like summit of
I'm not saying Everest, but I'm saying like mudslides and winter storms like up there.
You go up the mountain.
There's no winter storms in Siberia?
Yeah, but it's you just know. You go there knowing that this
So
suck.
instead of getting buried underneath 10 feet of snow at the like base of a mountain, you're gonna get buried under like 30 feet of snow on a flat surface in a different country.
Because there's no elevation change.
There's no elevation change, but Siberia in the history of ever has never gotten that much snow. It's just some frozen tundra. There's caribou, there's deer to eat, there's food to hunt, there's streams, there's mountains in Siberia.
I would also my other option, which kind of correlates into, I would definitely like at least make an attempt to help my family. Well, my parents live in a beach house. I would definitely go, like, if I were to stay in one spot, I would definitely go to their beach house and knock out the stairs.
Yeah,
and then be on stilts.
That makes sense. And I've seen people make tree houses.
If I have to get down, I'll take a chainsaw.
I would not be in a bunker. I don't know why people always say, let's just make a bunker. I'm like, so you can die in there and have everybody eat you in there? If someone dies in a bunker, you're
unless I was like some crazy, no offense to doomsday preppers, like true ones that have bunkers and hidden places that they go find. But if I was that invested in it, maybe, but as just me, knowing me, I would never go underground.
All right, guys, that was our zombie apocalypse plans. What are your zombie apocalypse plans? Tell us down in the comments. Let us know on the Facebook page. Tweet at us.
The
The Facebook page.
See us on the line.
See us on the line. And then while you're there, go by the Walmart.
It's worth the Google.
Take your pills.
I love that. My dad says that.
Google.
It's worth a Google.
It's worth a Goog. It's worth a Goog.
I was going for the fist bump for since he's the one that said it, but
I just wanted to fist bump somebody.
Intercepted.
Intercepted.
I'm black enough.
What?
On that note,
what are the-
Tuesdays,
guys?
Fridays, social somewhere.
Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-dum.